Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, our mission is pretty laser focused. We're diving deep into the MSI Pro B650-S Wi-Fi motherboard.
Yep. It's become a really popular budget AM5 option.
It has. But we're here to analyze the technical review data and see if this, $140 price tag is a genuine steal.
Or if its core architecture creates a kind of invisible performance trap for you.
Exactly. The central question we're trying to answer is simple. Is this board the best value out there? Or does its design mean you're limiting your future CPU upgrades before you even start?
Honestly, you look at the spec sheet and it sounds amazing.
It really does.
I mean, you get the AM5 socket, so it supports Ryzen 7000, 8000, and even the upcoming 9000 series.
And that memory speed.
Right. It handles screaming fast DDR5 up to, 7200 megahertz overclocked, and then it throws in Wi-Fi 6E, 2.5G Ethernet.
And the big one they advertise there, massive sounding 12-phase VRM structure.
The so-called 12 plus 2 plus 1 duet rail design. Sounds impressive.
It does. But, we have to look at the trade-offs the sources all point out.
Okay, so what are they? Well, you're missing PCIe 5.0.
Which, let's be fair, is pretty much irrelevant for most people building a PC today.
For most, yes. But more practically, it lacks an integrated I/O shield, and you only get 4 SATA ports. So that does limit your storage options a bit.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the VRM, the voltage regulator module, that's the absolute critical element here.
It really is.
And the source material highlights that this board uses discrete MOSFETs instead of those integrated power stages you see in a lot of competitors. What's the implication of that choice for you?
So this is where it gets really interesting. Discrete MOSFETs. They're like having a bunch of separate little components doing the job. And it works.
It gets the job done.
It gets the job done. But TechBot, testing this board against 55 others, confirmed these separate parts just generate more heat. They're way less thermally efficient.
So an integrated power stage is more like a single purpose-built chip designed for better heat dissipation.
Exactly. It's like a tiny self-contained cooling unit, much more efficient.
So that thermal consequence is what dictates the CPU ceiling. Reviewers and PC part picker users seem to agree that the board is perfectly fine thermally.
If you stick with the mid-tier stuff.
Right, like the popular Ryzen 5 7600 or that gaming beast, the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D.
For those, it's great. But if you push a really power-hungry chip, specifically the Ryzen 9 7950X, even at stock speeds, you quickly start hitting the board's thermal limits.
The VRM just can't shed the heat fast enough. It becomes a bottleneck.
The clear and present bottleneck for any top-tier CPU, yeah.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner, if you're building a PC right now?
It means the board's value really depends on your CPU choice and, maybe more importantly, your upgrade plans.
So for a budget build now, it works great. But what about in 2 years when you want that top-tier chip?
This is the important question. You're saving, maybe $25 today?
Yeah, about that.
But that saving could cost you a whole new motherboard later if it locks you out of your upgrade path. For just $20 or $30 more, other boards give you immediately superior power delivery.
Like which ones?
The ASRock B650 MPG Lightning Wi-Fi, for example, it uses a superior design with actual integrated power stages. You are paying a budget price for a functional board, not an expansion platform.
So the conclusion for you is that the MSI Pro B650-S Wi-Fi delivers AM5 access at a really aggressive price.
It does, a great price.
You just need to buy it, understanding that its VRM works just fine within the thermal limits of Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7 chips. It's a stellar option for a mid-range build.
But, and this is the big but, if you ever plan to upgrade to a high-power Ryzen 9, this board will become your thermal bottleneck. It's an adequate foundation, but it's not built for scaling up.
And just to be clear, this has been a deep dive purely into the component limitations based on the source material. We're just providing the technical facts so you can make an informed decision.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the true value in budget parts isn't just that sticker price. It's about understanding where the manufacturer decided to cut costs.
Right.
So for you, the listener, here's the provocative thought. Which non-obvious component choice in your current setup, maybe a motherboard, maybe a cooler, or even your case fan layout, might be limiting the very next component you buy? Think about those invisible bottlenecks that could be lurking in your system.